Good morning everybody, it's Jason here and it's Saturday the 22nd of July 2023, almost forgot the year then, and we are at Jolly Harbour Beach Resort. It's not actually called the resort anymore, it's just called Jolly Harbour, and we're on a 4-day staycation, so I thought I'd just say hello, just do a little bit of video just to remind us where we were on this day, and let's have a look and see how it looks this early in the morning in Antigua. I had to get out of the room actually, that's one of the reasons I'm up so early, is I had to get out of the room because the air conditioning's set at about 23 degrees centigrade and it's just too cold. So let's have a look. First of all, looking towards the east, there's the sun just starting to peek from behind those buildings. We're in one of those blocks. I think that block's sort of centre of the picture there. Really quiet on the resort at the moment. I think there can't be more than 100 or so guests. Certainly at dinner last night, maybe a couple of hundred, but it's really, I mean, it's a big resort and it's really, really quiet. Just not so many people around. Obviously not many people on the beach, a couple of people running. I think Kirsty is rousing herself from her bed to come and do some running as well. But I doubt that the girls are going to get up for a little while yet. There's some birds. Those birds have been dive bombing us yesterday because we arrived yesterday, I didn't say that before. We arrived yesterday but we couldn't check in till 3 o'clock. These guys have been dive bombing the pool, and if there's a little, see here, there's like a little beach bar at the resort, and it's got a wet bar, I guess so you call it that, so you can sit in the water and drink your drink. And that the building at the front, the slightly lower roof at the front towards us, there's like a little cafe and you can get like a snack, which is what we got yesterday because we arrived late. And those seagulls are dive bombing us. That's Cocos, and then in the distance that's Coco Bay, and then in the far distance I think that next hill is Dennis's. Just having a walk along the beach. A couple of beach huts here where they're selling trinkets and souvenirs during the day. I'm not sure if all of them are open. These two here are the blue and the green one. This is the quiet pool where we spent a little bit of time yesterday afternoon. Just us and one other person. I don't know if you can see it from here. A little bit of pool, very shallow at this end, a little bit deeper at that end, no more than chest deep at the far end. Here you can see there's like a partition in place, because they're kind of doing quite a lot of work. So the resort to that side, to the left, is open, and these are the buildings in the background, as delineated by this fence, is all been renovated. It's all part of the property, and it used to all be one thing. And that building down there, I think, is where the main dining room was. So that is closed at the moment, so they're using the Palms, which I think is like their conference centre. So they're renovating all this. Jolly Harbour has a bit of a reputation in Antigua for being, how should I say it, not the most cost-effective hotel. So it's the kind of hotel that has a lot of rooms, and it fills up quite a substantial part of the back of the plane on every flight. It's been closed up until December last year for quite a while, since COVID I think, I'm not entirely sure. You can see this bar is definitely been rebuilt. I don't think it's just vandals. These cocktails available in the bars that are still open on the other side. As you can see, this side of the resort isn't exactly ready to go, but they are obviously spending money and making an effort to bring it back to somewhat of its former glory. The back side of those buildings, not much to see right here really. And then that's this end of the resort towards Cocos, that's Lydia's, which I think I've done a wedding or two there in the past. And then this area is where they have, I'm not quite sure what you call them, they're kind of like beach chalets, kind of individual buildings instead of blocks. I'm going to see what's that side of the resort. They have quite a lot of land available. I think that's tennis courts or something right over there. Not sure when they were last open. This is the backside of those sort of chalet type thing. It's a little bit weird to be shooting a little bit of video here while we're on a staycation, because I actually did a marketing property shoot for this hotel quite a few years ago when it had been taken over by one of the big hoteliers from the government. They'd asked them to take it over and do it up. This one's obviously very overgrown. Beach is still the same. As I said, the beach is still as lovely as ever, and it's really nice this time in the morning. And this is Cocos Resort, or Cocos Hotel, which is very nice. And these buildings in the foreground is the reception, the bar and the restaurant, and then high up there on the hill are the rooms. So if you're a photographer on a photo shoot in that hotel, you've got a bit of walking to do. Sun is up now. Hard to take photos straight into that sun. That hill in the background is they call the Sleeping Indian. Supposedly you can see the head or the face of an Indian sleeping in it. I can never quite work it out. Save the best till last. We're coming back towards the side of the hotel which is actually in operation. So there's the fence again, and we're going to go in there and have a look a little bit more closely at the bit that's in operation. This is what they call the quiet pool, and this is where we were yesterday. This is the end of the quiet pool and going towards reception. We have a shop there where you can buy bottles of wine and hats and a packet of crisps and stuff like that. Okay, well there I am. About 6:20 and you can see there's still no one about. And as I said before, the hotel is very, very quiet at the moment. It's partly this time of year, partly also that the hotel is only half open. But if you want to come to a resort where you can have a nice time, eat some pretty good food, because I have to say the food has been pretty good so far, and it's very, very cost effective, you couldn't go far wrong. And as you can see, it's very different than the other side where they're still working. This is the patio area outside reception. And there's a restaurant behind there that's like the pizza restaurant and lunch restaurant. I think we might be having dinner here tonight in this fitness centre, which I think the girls said was a little bit outdated, needs a bit of new machinery and update, but it's functional. Pool table if that's your thing. And then the reception. That's a little tourist information place. Not too much to see in there, but that's the reception. Factory, a la carte lunch venue. We tried to get in here yesterday, but we were late. It shut at 3 and we didn't come till about 20 to 3, so they wouldn't serve us, but I don't really blame them. It's a 24/7 coffee spot. You can come and get a cup of coffee anytime. And this is what one of the room blocks looks like when it's ready to go. See the lack of building materials. And this path I'm quite familiar with from my recent visits to this resort, because that little gazebo up there is the wedding gazebo, or the main one. I think there's another one or two as well. And then in this area up here is the pool. I think they call it the fantasy pool. Looking back towards the way I've just come. Gazebo, scene of several JPPL wedding shoots. And then down towards the pool. There you can see the pool bar, the wet bar, and the little cafe area there. I think they call it the something grill, pool grill or something. And the pool. And this little thing you can see here in the foreground is tinkling away as the waterfall feature. I think Kirsty's there in the distance, going for a run. There she is, yeah. See that person in the middle of the shot there? That's Kirsty. Running, very virtuous. It's a Caribbean resort in the summer where they water the gardens. There is plenty of flowers, lots of shaded areas in the grounds, some of the accommodation blocks, and then this is the block that we're in. We're in that room there, 212, just next to the fire extinguishers. On the second floor. This is the gardens or resort area on the other side of the block, looking towards the beach by there, which isn't in use at the moment. And down here It's the Palms, I think they call it, which is the restaurant where we had dinner last night and where we will have breakfast this morning shortly. Now it's 25 to 7, I think it opens at 7:30 to guests. Oh, and I've just spotted someone in slow motion. Oh, there we go. Who's that? Oh, very nice running style there. And here's a creative use of a tree stump. You don't want to go to the trouble of getting out. Just paint it up and plant some stuff around it. Look at the restaurant in there. It's all closed at the moment. It's not open for another sort of 40 minutes or so, but just a quick shot inside. And last night I have to say that the food was really good. It was like a Caribbean buffet and it was really good. Curry goat, salt fish, very nice. There's some works of art on the site. And this is the entrance, from the beachside entrance to the conference centre, underneath the flamboyant tree. Coming back from the dining area, this is the other side of our room. Some nice trees outside our room. And that's us there with the blue towels. We're wondering whether we should rush down and put our towels on one of these hundreds of beds. Although yesterday when we arrived, there was no one at all around this pool. Cool pool bar. And then there's like a little eating, sitting area up there. And then this is the coconut grill. I forgot the name of it earlier. Snacks and cocktails. I can't remember what time they open, but it's still not even 7 o'clock, so kind of nice. But if you can hear that, you can hear the waterfall feature. Here's the breakfast, a pretty standard breakfast bar. It's pretty good, it's all pretty good. Porridge, which nobody in our family partook of. And I had an omelette from the omelette guy over there, which was very good. And this is what's left after everybody's had their breakfast. And there's Mummy Bear, feeling a little bit full.